Hello you guys, what's up? I am GojiFan1998 and welcome back for another new video for today once again. Today I am doing for another figure review for today. Today I am going to review the Bandai 50th Memorial Godzilla 1965. Yes, I've been looking forward to talk about this figure of my first memorial figure I ever owned. So before we get ready to talk about the detail of the figure, let's talk about this history and incarnation of Godzilla. This incarnation of Godzilla was called the DaisensoGoji. First introduced in Toho's Godzilla's film in 1965 movie Invasion of Astro Monster, and later be used again in Ebra Horror Up a Deep, and later used for the water scene for Destroy All Monsters. Well, Son of Godzilla at first, and then Destroy All Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Later in addition scene in the scene when Godzilla was covered in Hedorah's sludge scene. After the suit was being used, after it got cleaned up from the sludge part, the suit was suffering many visible ribs under his arm. So the suit was later retired, but the only display of the suit was actually the head of the suit. And this suit was worn by Haruo Nakajima. And this is my personal favorite Godzilla suit of all time. I really love the design of the DaisensoGoji suit. Now let's get ready to talk about the detail of the figure. The detail of the figure looks pretty amazing, very good captured in the movie incarnated. The dorsal fin was very similar to the MosoGoji suit and King Goji suit. The torso was very thinner than compared to the previous costume. His foot was very different in the MosoGoji suit, not that sharp like in the other one. And now the fingers here, they're actually grouped together and the claws are not that sharp. So let's get ready to talk about the paint job. The paint job of the figure looks pretty amazing. I really like the dude in green, that's not the actual costume color, but it was actually black. I know they were doing that for Memorial to honor for Godzilla's 50th anniversary in 2004. For a little bit more about detail for a minute, if you look closely at the chest of the Godzilla suit, that's the pronounced breastbone, that was used for MosoGoji. The tail looks pretty amazing. I really love the design for the tail. And the toenails here was very good coloration along with fingernails. His eyes looks good and had an orange line around it. I like the way they sculpted the head. Looks pretty amazing. And his teeth was so beautiful, and his tongue is all good. So now let's get ready to talk about the movement. Is there a movement of this figure? Well, the answer is yes. You can move his leg, making it look like he was coming. Rotate his feet like that. But you got to be very carefully without going too fast. You can rotate his arm as well to get in different position. I really like the way they did a good job, but the tail does not move at all, so let's try not bother it, because that's just the way that some figures like that. Alright, so now let's get ready to do the size comparison for today. Where I'm going to do the comparison is predecessor was the Bandai Movie Monster Series line will be the MosoGoji suit. They are almost share the same height, but a little bit different taller, I guess. So that is the Godzilla 1964, the MosoGoji suit. The next one, for another Bandai Movie Monster Series line, it is the Final War Goji. This Godzilla here was taller than this one, so that was the final Goji. And now let's do it for the comparison for the Ultra Kaiju, which I'm going to do with Gomez. They all share the same height, but the horn gets in the way. But that's good, but they share the same height. So that was Gomez. And last comparison will be another Bandai for Ultra Kaiju, Jiras. Godzilla was apparently taller than Jiras, and also here's a little bit fact. While filming with Ebra Horror Up a Deep, the head of this costume was later put and attached to the body of the MosoGoji suit. As you see, what would they do is they removed the head of this costume and replaced it with the older head of the DaisensoGoji to attach the body of the MosoGoji suit. That was while during work on Ebra Horror Up a Deep, and what Toho did, they created a new head for the DaisensoGoji. While the new head was not quite perfect recreation, it makes a calm and fierce looking Godzilla. So that was for these two for now, and as well for Jiras. Okay, so before I get ready to conclude for my final thought, let's talk about when did I get this figure. I got this figure all the way back in my first GFX back in the year 2016, my first GFX I ever experienced. I got this guy, and I'm really glad I managed to find Godzilla 1965 figure. I'm really very proud that I managed to get it. Also, I heard the Bandai Movie Monster Series have been working on this guy, but doing his victory dance pose from the Invasion of Astral Monster by sculpting the same body design, but a different arm and legs. So that was what I know. Now let's get ready to talk about the final thoughts of the figure. I love this figure so much, and it is my personal favorite Godzilla suit of all time, and I really love the DaisensoGoji suit. As I pay tribute to it, as I got a tattoo of him, if you probably saw my tattoo of it in my other videos, so that's for my talk about for Bandai 50th Memorial Godzilla 1965. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will always, stay Goji fans, and Goji Fan 1990 will always be here for more, and do more videos in the future. So yes, so stay Goji fans, as always. I remember, my friends, bye!